Hey guys, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we are raising the roof. Okay, we're not really raising the roof, but we are raising our inks by using our awesome Puff Ink screen printed transfers. Puff inks are pretty cool if you want to add a new, trendy, 3D raised effect to your t-shirts, tote bags, backpacks, hoodies, or anything else you could heat print. If you're new to the channel, first of all, welcome. Transfer Express is the leading supplier of digital and screen printed heat transfers for apparel printing. With 2 production facilities in Ohio and Arizona, we're able to meet the demand for our customers nationwide. We are dedicated to customer service, and helping grow custom apparel businesses is our #1 priority. Everything we do is focused on making sure we send high quality, fashionable, custom transfers on time and on a budget. The only piece of equipment that you're going to need to use our screen printed transfers is a heat press. No, an iron really won't work because we need consistent pressure every time from press to press. Now, if you don't have a heat press, they're actually incredibly affordable these days, starting here on transferexpress.com as low as $310 for the 9x12 craft press. But for our use today, we're going to be using the 16x20 Hotronix auto open clamshell press behind me. While it may be overkill if you're just starting out, we use this dude every day, and it's been rock solid for over 3 years now. Step 1 for our project is going to be creating our artwork. So let's jump on over to the free EasyView online designer at transferexpress.com and get rolling. Now that we're over here in the EasyView online designer, we could browse through thousands of customizable layouts or clip art, all free and ready to use. This is perfect if you're not a graphic designer or a Photoshop whiz. EasyView is 100% browser-based, so you don't need a powerful machine or a Mac to get up and running. You could also just open any computer and pick up where you left off. Now, it's super easy to take any of these layouts and just swap the text or even the clip art, giving you a professional, ready-to-sell t-shirt design. If you are a graphic designer or artist with some Adobe or Corel knowledge, that's fantastic. You'll find the interface here intuitive, and those familiar with keyboard shortcuts, they work all the same here in EasyView. Not only can you get real creative with the preloaded artwork, but you could even upload your own vector files, or those raster files, bitmap files like JPEGs, PNGs, or even TIFF. For this example here, I'll show you our brand new vector artwork upload functionality. Here from Adobe Illustrator, I could save out a PDF, an AI, or even an SVG at 11.5 by 14 inches to maximize the printing cost of the sheet. We call this gang sheeting, and we have videos on how you could do it too, linked right here and in the description below. Now, we'll just go and upload right here into EasyView using the button on the left-hand side. If you uploaded your vector artwork, you could ungroup and duplicate any elements to your heart's desire, changing ink colors that are printing or removing any elements you don't want there anymore. Our puff inks here are only available in black and white, but you could couple them with any of our 70 standard goof-proof ink colors. You could even change the background color here in EasyView to simulate the apparel color you'll be printing on. Here, let's choose this navy. Bam. Once we're happy, we could run down all the details here on the right-hand side and get accurate pricing, and we could even add it to the cart. But once we're stoked with this design and configuration, we get added to the cart. You get a nice little preview here of exactly what your sheet's gonna look like before you could go ahead and pay for it. Now that we've got our transfer order all set, let's check out what apparel styles that we wanna print on. Browsing through the available bulk apparel at Transfer Express is super easy. Let's head on over to the wholesale apparel section and look for some crew neck sweatshirts and tees. Here, you could browse or search for your favorite styles, colorways, and more. We'll even show you live inventory on each page so you won't be surprised by any out-of-stock issues after you've already ordered. Pretty cool. Now, once we're set, let's add them to the cart too. Most apparel ships to your door in just a couple days. Now that our transfers and bulk apparel have arrived, it's time to print. So let's head back and fire up the heat press to our application settings that are noted on the instruction sheet. If you don't have a Hotronix press, It'll make application a little bit easier if you bump your temperature 10 degrees to ensure your press is more than hot enough. Now, the first step is going to make sure that our press settings are correct for this product. So that's putting our temperature between 360 and 370 degrees and setting our timer for 5 seconds. We'll also want to make sure that our pressure's in that 6 to 8 range, the medium firm pressure. And that's one thing that I love about the Hotronix Auto Clamp series is that it has a digital pressure readout. On this gang sheet, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 full front artworks. We'll be using this bottom one that just says coffee today, and I'm also going to cut out this little TE that we'll be putting as a branded embellishment on the cuff. Just as easy as it was to design and order these, it's easy to cut them out. Before we load our apparel onto the press, we will remove the quick slip pad protector if you have one installed. Using the quick slip pad protector is awesome for sliding on and off t-shirts and making sure your apparel is laying nice and flat. However, it blocks a little bit of the room that the puff ink needs to expand when you're pressing it. So we'll just go ahead and pull it right off our heat press. Now that our press is ready to go, we'll go ahead and take our sweatshirt here. Now this is the Comfort Colors crew neck sweatshirt, which is a super popular garment right now, not only for the available colorways that it comes in, but the quality of it too. It feels washed and worn in, and a nice vintage, very on-trend crew neck sweatshirt. Now once it's threaded on, we're just going to be checking both sides to make sure we are centered on the shirt. And with these garments here, with the side seam, you could see all the way down that it's nice and even and not twisted onto the pallet. And that's how you're going to be sure that you are nice and centered onto your heat press. Now that our apparel is on the heat press ready to go, we're going to give it a pre-press. Not only is that going to remove any moisture in the fabric, but it's going to even out some of these wrinkles and creases in here and give us an awesome printing surface. When you are pre-pressing your apparel, this is the time to make sure your pressure setting is right if you do have a digital pressure readout. So we'll go ahead and lock the auto clam down, and we see that we're at a 9, so we're just a little bit heavy. What we could do after this pre-press is just back the pressure off just a little bit, and we'll be sure that we're back in that acceptable range. Now, right in between that 6 to 8 that's recommended, at a 7. Here's our puff ink that we've cut out from the gang sheet, and we'll go ahead and just lay this down onto our sweatshirt. Now, one rule of thumb that I really like to use is about 3 fingers down from the collar. And that's about 1.5 inches to 3 inches down depending on the size, but that's the basic placement for any center chest. Once we're happy with the placement of it, we'll go ahead and press this for 5 seconds, and with the puff ink, it is a hot peel. So as soon as the press opens, we'll peel the carrier away immediately. And the peel. And just like that, we have a nice 3D raised effect with a high quality print. Now that we've got the front all printed, let's put that branded embellishment right down here above the cuff. The best way that we could get this aligned on our heat press is just to take our sleeve and lay it over the platen as flat as we can. Now with these cuffs on the sweatshirt, sometimes they could get tricky because of the elastic banding down here. Kind of pinches everything together. But we want to try to avoid that, and we'll try to keep it off the press the best we can. We'll go ahead and pre-press the sleeve. This also gives us a chance to check our pressure now that instead of one layer just over the platen, we have it doubled and laying over it. So we'll go ahead and pull this down and see how our pressure is and get that moisture out of the fabric. So the press let us know we are at an 8, which is a little heavy on the pressure, but we're still within that 6 to 8 PSI range, and that's gonna be perfect for our puff transfer here. We'll go ahead and take our transfer, which is just this little tiny branded embellishment for this brand that's gonna be today and every day. And we're gonna not center it, but we're gonna use this crease as our guide. So it'll be right up in the middle when you're wearing it. And then we'll go ahead and press this for another 5 seconds. We'll take this and we'll peel this off immediately, and there you have it. So with this print right here on the edge, we've seen a lot of brands doing this just to put that nice little elegant, subtle, minimalistic branded touch on the edge of the sleeve. The Comfort Color sweatshirts are absolutely awesome for branding because, as you can see, they do give you an area where you could print your own inside tag. We want to show you how you could do it with any heat press and some materials that you may have lying around the house. We'll go ahead and take our shirt here and place it right onto the corner of the heat press. Now we may need to raise this up because this neck seam is very thick and we'll be printing some small detail, so we want to make sure that our pressure is nice and even across the printing area. That's why we have one little tiny piece of a mouse pad here that we cut out from the ones that we have available at transferexpress.com. Now, if you are using any at home, just make sure that they don't have any print on them because those prints are typically sublimated, so we're just going to use a white one here so no ink transfers when we're applying heat to it. Now we'll just go ahead and fit this down in here to make sure that we're going to boost the area that is just above that print. We'll go ahead and pre-press this and get this label area ready to accept a transfer by removing the moisture and any wrinkles. We'll go ahead and take our inside tag this time, and we're just going to be pressing right underneath of the Comfort Colors label. Now, many manufacturers are making tearaway labels. Comfort Colors is one of the ones that have a dyed sewn-in label. But the trendy thing of what we've seen people doing is just going ahead and putting their own branded tag underneath or beside the label. So we'll press this again for another 5 seconds. And while the ink did expand a little bit, you could see exactly how much it did, but everything's still legible. Printing with a gang sheet allows you the opportunity to put so much branding and really boost the value of your apparel. So not only do we get that full front artwork, but then we also got the branded opportunity here on the sleeve cuff, and we even printed this inside tag. All of this from one gang sheet, and we still have 3 full front prints left. Pretty cool, value packed, and that is the Transfer Express advantage. Here at Transfer Express, we are always dedicated to helping you and your t-shirt business with tips, tricks, education, and of course, some product inspiration. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like to see us cover here for an upcoming video, just let us know in the comments section below. As always, make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with all of our weekly content. We're dropping videos just like this one all the time. But until next time, I'm Dave, and happy pressing.